I like guns. I do. I'm a guy. I like guns. Not to say that some girls like guns too, but let's be honest, it's a guy thing. Guns are awesome. The first gun I ever got was a .357 Magnum. Evidently, it was given to me by my mom's cousin, Gary, basically. Great, awesome guy. He was a Green Beret in Vietnam, and evidently he told my parents when I was just a little boy, when Beau is big enough, give him this. A .357 Magnum. Heck yeah. Smith & Wesson. It was my grandpa's old police gun. Well, it wasn't old then, but it was his police gun. It's a beautiful gun. It's got a wood handle, and wow. If you've ever shot a .357 Magnum, these things carry some power. Whew, stopping power. The first time my dad ever showed me my gun, it was in Vancouver, and I think I was around maybe 6 or 7. And of course, when you're a little kid, you associate guns with cool things. But this, I am ashamed to say, I practiced bad gun etiquette at this moment in my life. Since then, I never have. But this was a turning point in my life where you have to respect guns. Because my dad he sat my sisters there on the couch, and he said, okay, now I'm gonna give you this gun and you can only point it at the fireplace, okay? Do you understand? And we were like, yes, yes. And so he handed it to each of my sisters, and we were very careful with it. And then he handed it to me, and I took it and waved it around and thought it was the coolest thing ever. It was unloaded, of course, but still, my dad did the right thing and really got angry at me, because it's not a joking matter when you have a gun. Even if it's unloaded, you treat it like it's loaded. So since then, I've always had a very, very fond respect for firearms, and they really are remarkable tools if you know how to treat them, just like you would know how to treat an extremely sharp sushi knife. You know what I mean? And no, it's only in Hollywood where guns just go off automatically, that is accidentally, and just shoot people. They're like, oh my goodness, the gun will just go off by itself and hurt people. That doesn't happen. It's like a toaster oven. If you put toast in the toaster, you have to push a button in order to activate it. In the same way, a gun is just not going to randomly go off like in Indiana Jones. Unfortunately, many people are afraid that that happens. And you should always treat it with respect as if it will happen, but it won't. It's physically impossible for it to do that. Just in the same way, it's physically impossible for a toast to toast itself in a toaster without pushing the button. That's ridiculous. So use your brains now if you hate guns or if you're afraid of them. Respect them. But anyway, that was the turning point in my life when I was just like, okay, Dad, I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. And I never have. Whenever I teach people about gun etiquette, that always comes to mind is me, the little idiot child, just waving this .357 Magnum around going, look at me, aren't I cute? Bad Beau. Not meaning to tell sad stories. I really was a good kid. But let's not say that I was perfect. So be respectful with guns and use them as they were intended to be used. And yeah, and no one will get hurt.